Dave, we appreciate your comic ineptitude in Planet Zoo, the way you sort of brute force fumble your way through the game, but that sounds way above your pay grade. You cannot do that. Good morning, everyone. Dave from the wee hours here, back with some more of Planet Zoo, where I've got good news and bad news. The bad news is I'm about to attempt to create my most ridiculous, complicated, extensive enclosure that I have ever attempted. The good news is I've been practicing. So for 3 days now, I have been trying to replicate in my own time on my little private test drive file a specific encounter that I have become somewhat obsessed with. I have watched tutorial after tutorial. I have tried it, I'm going to say 20 different times. And finally, last night I got it to work. So right about here, because I've been planning this, right about here, I am going to create an aquatic encounter with an underwater tunnel. No, I know what you're going to say. I can already hear your fingers hammering on the keyboard right now. Dave, we appreciate your comic ineptitude in Planet Zoo, the way you sort of brute force fumble your way through the game, but that sounds way above your pay grade. You cannot do that. No, I'm pretty sure I can do it. I was able to do it last night, and I'm about 63% confident I can replicate it here in Dave's Awesome Zoo. And not only am I going to do all of that, but we're also going to mess around with null barriers on the same encounter, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Hey, wait a minute, Dave, you don't do tutorials, you're terrible at things. Well, here's the thing. Now, you may experience the same thing yourself, I don't know. When I was watching tutorials of Planet Zoo, I find that the majority of tutorials for Planet Zoo on YouTube are primarily aimed at people who are already good at Planet Zoo. I'm sitting there watching tutorials of Planet Zoo, and for the most part they are largely speed runs with the narrator saying, hey, do those 57 things that you already know how to do, and then add in this one thing. And I'm sitting there like a schlub going, hey, wait a minute, I don't know the 57 things. Can you please explain this to me like I'm 5? So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to build this underwater tunnel enclosure with null barriers and all sorts of cool things, and I'm going to explain it to people like me. I've got to figure there's 1 or 2 more other people out there who love playing Planet Zoo, but their brain just kind of shuts off at the in-depth mechanics and the advanced class tutorials that are out there right now. I'm going to explain underwater tunnels for people like me. Okay, first things first, we need some underwatery bits. So I'm going to go with a height of 7 meters on the terrain stamp to dig out my little underwater area, because I know I need a minimum of 6 meters to make the underwater fish feeding nonsense work. So I'm going to go 7 just to be on the safe side. Okay, so far, so good. Step number 2, fill it with water just to make sure everything's cool. Are we cool with water? We're cool with water. Awesome, take the water out. So the biggest thing I learned in doing all of this that the advanced class tutorials were really not explaining very well was the order of operations. There are things that have to be done in the correct order to do this. And the number one thing I learned, do the smoothing now. This is where I fumbled. I did all of the work and I didn't smooth out these edges. And then when I went to get the animals, they're like, nope, we can't get in there. You didn't smooth it out. Unfortunately, you can't retro smooth. So we're doing this now to make sure that all the swimmy animals can get in here. And just to be on the safe side, just to make sure everyone can get in here, I'm going to add a little kind of step over here. Kind of like what I did with the sea lions, just to make 100% sure they can get in here. And then what do we do, Dave? Smooth it now, not later. Okay, step the next. Get ourselves a path here. I'm going to keep it on the smaller side because I don't have a lot of room to work here. So what am I at, 4 meters? Yeah, that will do just fine. And I'm going to drop this down to 2 meters on the length because this is going to get super, super, super fidgety. Okay. Here's how this goes down, all right? Again, explaining to the people who might be like me. Put a path down, put another bit of path down, and then go over to the tab that you've literally never clicked on before in your life and put on tunneling. I didn't know this was a thing. I had no idea tunnels existed in this game. Okay, tunnel number 1 carves through there, but we're not sweating that right now. Okay, we're going to come back to that. Tunnel number 2 has to go down a bit. Okay, so down 1, and then back up. So it's, like evenish. Okay, put this over here, and then just do another one because you're worried about things. And then, come back and delete these ones. So now all we've got is the tunnely bit. This bit isn't here anymore. Now we got to fill all of this back in. Where's the flatten bit? Yeah. So we're going to flatten this back out. We're going to put all the soil back in here. I am sure there is a far more elegant way of doing this, but this is the way that we're doing it. I'm going to flatten this out, and then I'm just going to... I know there's probably like a way easier way to do this, but I don't know what it is, so I'm just going to fill this back in very, very slowly. I took another little chunk out here and then redid my step, and I'm just smoothing this out just for safety when the path comes out. Now, critical part, put the water back in and leave it there. Never take this out again. The water lives here now. Back to paths. Somewhere in here is my tunnel. There it is. I found it. So somewhere in there is my tunnel. I should be able to take this tunnel straight across, right through the water, no fuss, no muss, because physics are optional. And now that it's over here, I need to go back to here, make sure the tunneling is still on, and then start to bring this up. So, people can actually get into this thing. So let's bring this here. It's out. Bring it down 1. And then turn tunneling off because I need this to join up with the rest of the path here. It's going to be a little weird looking, I'm not going to lie. It's not going to be elegant, but it's going to be me. And if I do this right, it's going to work. Okay, we've got that bit done. So that connects to that path. Now I got to go put tunneling back on and bring it out over here. There it is. Okay, so my tunnel is here. Let's start to go up a little bit. You know what, just do 2, there we go. And then 1 more because it's not going to breach properly. Turn tunneling off, bring this down. No, not quite. Okay, 1 more and, we've done too much. We've gone way too far. We've dug too deep. Bring this like this. You know what, I might be able to use that for something later. Have a think about that one, Dave. You know what, just terminate it there. And something could live over there. We're going to have a think. We're not going to get complicated right now. All right, we're not going to overthink this. We're very, very focused right now. Now, I don't know. I'm going down here for the first time with you guys. I haven't checked this, but if I've done this correctly, there should be a tunnel going right underneath the water. Okay, water, path. Water, path. Doesn't make any sense because physics are completely optional. This should be flooded, but it doesn't. Now we've got to make it make sense. So I'm going to keep this really simple. I'm going to use this arbor arch here, and we're going to turn off whatever is making it do that. No, don't do anything. No, don't snap to anything, please. I've seen way more elegant ways of doing this, but again, I don't want to overcomplicate it because we're treating it like it's me. So I'm just going to bring this down where it sort of vaguely makes sense with the path, and then kind of jam it into the wall there, like that. And then we're going to keep that train a-rolling until it looks like that. Wow, Dave, that was amazing. Let me race to my keyboard to leave you an attaboy and a pat on the back for that one. Oh, no, we're not done. We need to make sure that it works. Side note, by the way, never take this water out because you will not be able to put it back in. The game will recognize that you're doing something completely insane that shouldn't ever work and will refuse to put the water back in. So now what am I going to do with it? Well, we got to build something around it, and I did say I was going to mess around with some of the null barriers. Not all of them, but I want to mess around with those a little bit. So let's start maybe with some thick glass. I actually have no idea what's going to live in here. I'm just so excited about it. I'm any aquatic animal, I don't care. So from here, I'm going to try and make this a little bit more interesting. So I'm going to go to the null barrier and bring this across like this, and then go back to the glass barrier and finish it off. And then I'm going to do more null barriers around the other side. So we're going to bring this over like this. I'm I'm so excited. I'm not really even planning this out very well in terms of size or anything like that, but here we are. Let's go back to null barriers from here to here to here to here. Okay, so far, so good. Put in a gate, say, over there. I'll deal with all the pathing later. I'll figure this out somehow. Probably I'll have a path go all the way over to here. And yeah, actually, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to have the path clip out of here, come down to here, so there's a little bit of a loop. Over here, I might just leave this kind of nothing for right now, because although I am extremely excited about what I'm doing right now, I do have to think about the rest of the park in the future, and we could expand into this area. So you know what? Why don't I'm going to do just the red brick here to say, oh, I don't know, here. Make all of that red brick, just because I like the red brick. Now, null barriers. Obviously, right now, any animal can walk right through there, so I need something that animals can't climb over. You know what that means. It's time for some good old-fashioned rock stacking. Do I think, the answer is no. Do I think, the answer is a hard no on this. Do I think I am brave enough to try and do that waterfall effect? Is that in special effects? No, not glass. We're just looking at things, please. Where was that waterfall effect? Ambience water. Okay. Waterfall cliff formation. Spin yourself around here, Sparky. Let me take a look at you. Do I think I've got the cojones to do this? I'm gonna give it a loose shot. I'm gonna have to stack so many rocks around this thing. What do we think? Good enough, right? Good enough? Yeah, I think that's good enough. I should probably do some kind of like small water pool here to make this make sense. I'm gonna do that right now. This is not part of the plan. It may surprise no one at all to know. This is not at all part of the plan, but I feel this will just make this make a little tiny bit more sense if there's a little bit of water down here. Is that it? That's the best I'm gonna get? Okay, we're going to need to make that a little bit better, aren't we? Well, hang on. Take the water out. Otherwise, you can't do anything. So put this, like, let's get this a little bit. I don't want to go too deep. I don't want to get into my tunnel. It's not perfect, but I'm willing to live with it. Okay. So that should stop anything from crawling over here, climbing over here, or jumping over here, so long as they're not that kind of animal. I'm going to have to think about that in advance. No climby, jumpy animals. That might be a point of contention. That might be an issue right there, that little bit. Give me no, that's a huge rock, Dave. You were going to say a small rock. Okay, that's much better. Let's tuck that guy just right. Just stack these up a little bit like that. Okay, I'm feeling a little... Can you put one, like, right there? Okay, feeling a little better about that. Okay, where am I at? The foundation is here. The core of it is here. Let's get a path going. My thought was to do a staff path over here, but that's going to really bork me for doing anything else in here, so I think I'm just going to do a regular path. And now that I'm looking at this, we're going to need... Yeah, that water treatment ain't going to reach there. I'm going to need another one over here, and I'm not even sure that one's going to reach. Hey, if it was elegant, it wouldn't be me. Let's get a water treatment plant here. You just not going to... Oh, you are going to be so fussy over there. You're going to be so fussy. It's not quite going to reach where I... Maybe. Hang on, spin this around. If I tuck it... Oh my goodness, it might just clip that. I think it's going to just clip that. So let's get this to live. Where's your little path thing there? It's over there. Let's get this to live. The guests are going to kind of hate this because it's going to be too close, but it will just touch that. Okay, I think we're in business there. Make everything go away. While I'm here, I may as well put down the usual. A keeper hut, a staff room, all that kind of thing. Okay, one keeper hut and one, what did I just say? A staff room. Show me the New World one. We got kind of a thing going on with that right now. So you could spin yourself right over... Oh, the guests are going to hate this. They're going to have to learn to cope, frankly. They're just going to have to learn to cope with this. I don't know. I'll put some trees up around it. It doesn't get the job done, but it'll be slightly prettier around there. Okay, let's reevaluate. This is all basically working. I have the infrastructure in place to deal with these animals. Now I need to figure out the animals part. Okay, so I know I need an animal that wants to dive, and I did not make this that big. So I can't go huge on this. We've already done alligators, of course. Foxes, not known for their diving. I know these water monitors will do it, but I've looked at those guys before, and I think they like to live in very small groups, if I remember. Yeah, 1 to 2. That's not very exciting. I think we can do better than that. There are seals, and those guys are good. We've already got sea lions, though. Kind of the same thing. My first thought was hippos, but these guys need a massive area, and they want to live in a big group. So I checked out hippos yesterday when I was doing my test drive of this. They want to live with like 3 to 30, but they need 1,000 square meters for one. So if I got like, I don't know, 5, we're into like 3,000 square meters. I can't put that together. Someday I can, but not today. Penguins, you say? Penguins. Boy, those guys like to dive. And I bet they don't need a lot of space. 200 square meters. What if I had, say, I don't know, 10 of them? How much is that? Even that's only 236 square meters. You can put these guys in a shoebox. How about your group size? 6 to 500, and you don't care who's who. 500 males, 500 females, doesn't matter. You will go, yeah, you can take up to 6 male bachelors or female bachelors. So I guess I could go with like 500 males or somewhat of a mixed group. I'm sure at some point they'll get a little fussy. Okay, king penguins are now on the table. What else you got? You got African penguins, of which we have none. How about any other penguins? Show me, what else did you have there? The little penguin. Little penguins. Okay. Boy, you guys are sure tiny, aren't you? I mean, it's in your name. Oh, you're adorable, though. You ain't wrong about that. You're adorable. What's your 180 square meters? I think I can literally put them in a shoebox. Okay, so you'll take 6 to 500. There can be like 8 trillion of you. What do you need for your thing? Yeah, you definitely need diveable area. Okay, deep water, I've got more than enough of that. Okay, I'm kind of going with the king penguin because they're bigger and kind of look cooler. You don't have many right now, but you'll breed. We'll get more penguins, and I certainly have more than enough magic leaf points to adopt all of you. Okay, we're going penguins, kids. So... Oh, God, I gotta go through all the tortoises. Also, still waiting for that grizzly bear to pass away so I can restock the grizzly bears. I know there's a ton of admin I should be doing today. I am still concerned about money, and a lot of good comments came in about what we can do about that. I know I should be doing a ton of things around the zoo, but I'm way too excited about this, so this is pretty much what we're doing today. Let's all learn to cope with that. Okay, we are tentatively turning the game on after, I don't know, like half an hour or something like that. And I know I've messed around with penguins a little bit in my side game, so I know in terms of terrain, I think they primarily want sand and rock. So I'm just going to get started on that while they are bringing the penguins over here. Oh, my waterfall looks good, though. I'm glad I did that little bit of water at the bottom. It just makes the whole thing make more sense. Okay, I've done one. Now I could expand my horizons and do multiple waterfall effects in something. And while we're waiting for the delivery, I may as well start to set some things up here. So let's go with everything that penguins like. Penguin, okay. No surprise you like the block of frozen fish. I do too. Let's make sure that we are only looking at things that king penguins like. Thank you very much. Sprinkler, or rather the bubble machine. Oh, hang on, my penguin is here. Hang on. It's very exciting around here. Oh, yeah, right, facilities without power. Yeah, you're not wrong about that. Hang on. Slam it back into pause mode here. And of course, now it's going to go to nighttime. Well, turn your camera effect on for one thing so you can see what you're doing. I might just kind of blaze through into the morning and let the penguins... Suffer is the wrong word, but not be wicked happy, because I would like to see what I'm doing around here. But first things first, that water treatment is doing absolutely nothing at all because it is not powered. So let's make sure that that is right there. Okay, that is that problem solved. Now I can start to get down the basics here. So let's do a large food tray. And I think, again, I've been told many times they can just drink the water that's here, but I don't know. I just for safety, I like to put a water pipe down. It's not going to hurt. It's not going to hurt. You're going to be bummed about hard shelter. I don't want to put the pier in because I don't want to mess with my tunnel here. So I'm just going to do maybe... Oh, that's very big. How about, yeah, the little log shelter could live, yeah, right over by the waterfall. That's going to be fun. And then I don't even know if you guys really need bedding per se. It doesn't actually say that you do. So if I go, yeah, beds, you don't care. You don't care at all. Okay, you just need any piece of coverage. Yeah, I'm totally going to wait until morning. Oh, hang on. I think one of the rhinos is out. Yeah, okay, sorry. I probably should have been doing some admin around here. Okay, so can we get a mechanic over there very, very quickly, please? I've got to redo these barriers into something, well, stronger than this. That's going to be my next big experiment, by the way, is experimenting with those one-way panels that go in the really sturdy brick walls and stuff. I tried it last night. I could not get the darn thing to work, which means I have to go back to tutorials, which means I have to watch them 20 times because they explain it in advanced class mode, and I'm not really very good at this game. Okay, can we resolve this, like, wicked quick because I need to get back to the penguins. What is the major problem here? Yes, vet research is complete. That's cool. I know the penguins are not in their ideal temperature. I'm trying to get over there. Now, where's the actual animal that lives in... This is my black rhino, isn't it? Oh, he's in the mud bath. Oh, hang on. That's actually rather cool. Stop a sec there. You're in your mud bath. You haven't noticed that you have a clear path out of here. Are we repairing the barrier at some point? Are we repairing the barrier? Can we get that mechanic over there, like super, super quick before the rhino figures out that he can just walk right out? Are we doing a thing here, Chief? You working on that? Okay, you're working on that. Okay, good. I'm going to largely leave you to that and the rhino. Okay, 2763. Okay, good. All right. Slam it back into pause mode. We have dealt with that crisis. Let me go deal with my penguins. Okay, I know. Your life is completely terrible right now. I get that. Your animal is way too hot. All right, we're going to work on all of these things right now. I'm going to work on everything that you need to be comfortable. Okay, so, it's not a big enclosure, but it's big when you're putting coolers around here, isn't it? All right, whole bunch of coolers scattered under the ground here. I'm just assuming that they work like that. I don't know that for a fact. What is likely the problem with your terrain? Okay, you have a short grass, or rather a long grass issue, and not enough soil, but you're good on everything else. Fantastic. That's a really, really easy one to deal with. So let's just take out the long grass and put in the soil. There we go. That should solve your problems right there. Yeah, you are fine now. Absolutely fine. So let's get some more soil in here. Yeah, it's not particularly decorative right now. I'm working on does it work, and then we'll work on making it pretty. And then obviously they have absolutely no enrichment. So right, I got to put the fish feedery things in here. So fish feeder a go-go. This is why I did it at 7 meters rather than 6, just to be on the safe side. So I'm going to put one there. Now, the one part of the tutorial that I did kind of grasp when I was, sort of learning how to do this is I don't think the penguins are going to be able to swim across the tunnel. I think they're going to go in one side or the other. But due to some mechanical glitchiness, the game doesn't really want you to do that. Yes, I see that that's not watertight. I'm going to deal with that very soon. I absolutely see there's a gap there and a gap there. What do you want? It's me putting this together. So I don't think the penguins are able to swim across this. I don't know that for a fact, but that was the implication that I got looking at tutorials. So I'm going to put, long story short, another fish feeder box over here. Show me something in a vine. Like, say, this. Not quite. Can I make the thing where you do the thing and you snap to the thing? Do that, and then, I don't know, do one of those as well. Yeah, that's kind of what I want. Kind of what I want. Bigger would be better. No, that's smaller, Dave. That's even smaller than the first thing you did. This is bigger. Try this one. Yeah, if I made this go kind of like this. Again, physics are completely optional. I'm just trying to make this look slightly more watertight. I don't like anything that I just did there, so I'm going to do it different. This is a tad fussy to do after the fact. So maybe I do it with something different, like rocks or something. That's going to... Actually, Dave, can you just move this? You just move this over a little bit. Kind of, a little bit, maybe, sort of. Go like this, and then bring it over like this, and then down a little bit more, but it's got to line up with everything else. No, come back. I liked you the first time. But then I'd have to move this one too. Well, this one is actually very movable because I obviously put that a little too far into the first one. It may surprise no one at all, I'm not actually going for perfection here. I'm just going for what is going to keep me up at night and what isn't. And if I can just get this to live right there, that is better. And then what I'll do later, maybe not right now, but later, I'll just put, like, I don't know, some rocks down or something just to make this look more sensible. So we can put like a rock, yeah, like that. There we go. Now it doesn't look like it should be flooding the cavern. Okay, so fish feeders on either side, and then back to habitats. So you also wouldn't mind a block of frozen fish. You'd be pretty cool with that. Put one of those guys down right there, and then what else are you into these days? How about toys? How about all the toys for you? I'll definitely put one of those down. I like these little diving platforms that they use there. Bubble machine, definitely. Nobody doesn't like a bubble machine. Where did I actually put the gate for this place? Where did I put the gate for this? Well, they can get in here somehow. There it is. Okay. I'm going to put this guy right over here so I know where it is at all times. I won't. And then obviously put the submarine in there because now the visitors have an extra thing to look at. A mirror mobile. Sure, you can have that. Okay. Make all of that go away. And then just very briefly turn the game on so the penguins get caught up here. How does that make you feel? Really? Still too hot. Okay, do I need to have the coolers? Oh, hang on. We fixed things. Okay, the temperature is getting better. All right, we can begin. Now it's fine. Okay, so I think the cooler itself kind of had to get up and running there. Now you are totally I can't not do it. You're totally chill. You see what I did there? Because it's a penguin, and I put coolers down, so the penguin is now chill. I'll leave now. Okay, getting back to other business, we have done vet research. So elephants, wombats, and leaf insects. Fantastic. I need to spin somebody over to penguin duty, if we could, which is great because nobody's actually researching anything at all. Adelaide, my OG researcher, get in on some red-hot penguin action. Have we maxed out? Oh, we're out of bullfrogs, newts. Sand kitties. Oh, no, we can't be out of sand kitties. Okay, we will come back to the penguins in a little bit, but we clearly have a sand kitty emergency. Then I got to track down the newts and the bullfrogs. We must have lost them. Sand kitties, you're over here with the sand, largely. So we are out of sand kitties, you say? Yeah, we are out of sand kitties. Okay, well, let's buy more. All right, Yasser and Zion here. You guys live with me now. I could not be happier about that. Scroll down through all the tortoises and send you guys over here. And then obviously I've got to go through. I was well, I say talking to someone in comments about that. They left a comment and I replied to it. That's kind of how these things work. I was just saying, if I could change one tiny little thing in Planet Zoo, it would be that the education boards don't blank out when the last animal dies, because I never remember to do this. So I'm actually asking for a change just for me, and I've obviously got to wait until the sand kitties actually get in here before they're going to do anything. And then I got to figure out newts and bullfrogs. I might know where the bullfrogs are. I know there's a tab for this. I legit understand that there is a tab to go and find all the animals, but at this point, I found them! At this point, I'm kind of enjoying just sort of the hunt for newts. Okay, one female bullfrog and one male bullfrog. Alright, let's get that out of here. and put you guys in here. All right, excellent, excellent. Are my sand kitties here yet? Please say yes, because I've got to reset their board. So we tell people about sand kitties, and basically the board just says sand kitty. Oh, no sooner do I say that they're running in with a box of sand kitty right there. Okay, one sand kitty. Oh, I might have to reset this. Okay, so one sand kitty. There we go. Education sand kitty. Now that that's all done, let me hustle back over to the penguins. Where did I put the penguins? I'm very excited about this. There we are. We're over here. Okay, yeah, I've definitely got to pretty this place up a little bit, but the premise is strong. And, no, that's the buoy, Dave. I want to make sure that the penguins can actually get in the water. You guys can go in here, right? No, that's an arch, Dave. So, yep, cleanliness is good, so that water treatment thing is working. And is there a way for me to tell if it works? Like, can a penguin get in here? Well, actually, you know what you'd know that by, Dave? If they had a size problem, and they don't. So their habitat, they've got... There he is, he's in. Okay. It would tell you, Dave. It would say that there's something wrong with their diveable area, but it didn't do that because they can clearly get in the water. Why can they clearly get in the water? Because you remembered to do the smoothing first before you did anything else. Now, here's the one hang-up of this entire thing that I learned yesterday while I was messing around. Also, that rock is sticking out a little bit, but I'm going to vaguely learn to cope with that. I should put some walls up or something along here, and then advertising. So the whole hang-up, what I experienced last night, once I finally basically built this, what is diseased? Is it a... Oh, it's a raccoon. Oh, okay. Well, get a vet over there. That's fine. What I learned, and I don't know if it's a mechanic or if it was just people didn't know this part of the park existed, guests seemed extremely reluctant to go down here. Extremely reluctant. I don't know. Tell me in comments. I don't know if there's some sort of mechanic where they don't want to go up or down ramps, because I've noticed that in other parts of the park. They don't necessarily go right for the ramps. They're going to go with the flat path. Maybe they do. Maybe I'm just hallucinating that. Maybe it's just because nobody knows this thing even exists. Like this lady went all the way over there for nothing, I might add, for nothing. Well, actually, you can kind of see them a little bit. Ooh, this is going to be a good spot for either a bathroom or a drink stand or something like that. So it took ages for people to go down here and go into the tunnel. What I actually did just to hasten the process is I dead-ended the paths to actually force them to go through the tunnel if they wanted to go to the bathroom. And that worked out great, but it might be a while before anyone actually comes down here and looks in this tunnel and sees, well, I want to say the amazing work I did, but basically duplicating other people who are much better at Planet Zoo than me, and then doing it in, well, I'm gonna say my style. My style, by the way. Oh, you can't fix this, by the way. The path railings just go completely wonky. There is nothing you can do about it. I suppose I could box it in. If I really wanted to make myself nuts, I could sit here for a few hours and use some wall pieces and floor pieces to box all of this in and make it look really, really, really amazing. But I think we're all clear. I'm not that Planet Zoo player. So it may be more than a little while before people come down here and enjoy what I've done, but they can. I've made this work. I've made it work in my own time, and I basically replicated it right here. People can come down, they can look at the penguin underwater, in an underwater tunnel, and go, oh my god, somebody must have spent 3 evenings trying to figure out how to do this. You know what I actually never checked is if we can put, of course we can, I don't know why we wouldn't, but I should put one of the education boards down here. I mean, like, hey, you're underwater, it's probably time to learn stuff, so let's put an educate... Ooh, is this going to be in range of any power? No, it's not, Dave. It's not. There's not going to be any power. You're underwater. Okay? There's no power down here. And that is probably an excellent place to call it on Planet Zoo, because frankly, I'm exhausted. This has taken so much out of me. I'm so excited about this. And I can feel the comments coming in saying, Dave, this is really entry-level stuff. Okay, you have not accomplished anything particularly spectacular, and it doesn't actually even look that good. And P.S., we're pretty sure there's a hole in the fence here where the rocks don't line up. I know, I can see the comments coming in, but I'm very, very proud of this. I really, it took a long time for me to figure out how to do it properly in the correct order, and the order is so important. If you don't do things in the right order, this will just make you slam your head against a wall. But it works. The penguins can go in there. There's not a lot of foot traffic right now, but there will be in the future. Eventually people will figure out they can go underwater and look at the penguins. So let's call it on Planet Zoo for today. Next episode, I can guarantee you, nothing but admin. Nothing but I have left so many things unattended while I was doing this, not the least of which is the bullfrog newt sand kitty equation. But I got to start working with all of this. Nobody even knows it's here. We got to do all the things, the benches, the bins, the donation boxes, the boards, education. We're going to be doing hopefully a lot more with education next time. We're putting a lot of education stuff. I should probably think about a talkie area for penguins. In fact, right here would probably be perfect. But before I get too carried away with plans, let's just wrap it up for today, guys. Do please keep the comments coming in. Let me know what you're thinking of this. And hey, if you enjoyed the video, do please leave a like down below. It does cheer me up no end when people do that. And if you're new to the channel, maybe just checking it out for the first time, feel free to hit that subscribe button. See more of this ridiculous nonsense. Until then, I'm Dave. Thank you, as always, for joining me in the wee hours, and we'll see you next time. You know, an argument could have been made that spending an obscene amount of money on researching the theater just so I can get a sign that says Electric Boogaloo may not have been my smartest move. That is a strong argument, and that's an argument that you'd probably win, frankly. Wow, naked guy sticks his hand in a beehive. This can't end well. I don't know where I would see a leather carpet, but I'm going to imagine I had to pay an entry fee to see it.
I have a cylinder. I broke Dave.
Broke Dave.
Talk amongst yourselves, I'll be back. I just dropped my controller.
Oh my goodness.